Brought to you by the Ramsey Network app. Download for content that keeps you motivated today.
So I ended up at a table, Ronnie Barrett.
Yeah.
Barrett,
Right.
Barrett 50 cal, is a friend of ours, and I ended up at a table with him at an NRA convention with Eric and Donald. Got to spend some time with both of them, and you're right, they're impressive. How do you raise great kids? What'd you do?
So
the grandkids are turning out. The granddaughter killed it.
We have. Oh, how good
at the
was
convention.
she?
Wow.
She's a great golfer, by the way.
Yeah,
she's
a great speaker too.
She was good. She was a beautiful person in every way. She took over that whole Republican convention. And Kai, our beautiful Kai. So
what's your parenting
style?
The
one thing I always told my kids: no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. Now, in my day, there were no drugs. There was alcohol and cigarettes, and I had a brother that went through a lot with alcohol, and he taught me a lot. He really taught me a lot. And my brother Fred, and he had a problem with alcohol, to put it mildly. And he would always, and he was quite a bit older than me, and he'd been through it. And he would say, "No alcohol. I never want to see you drink." Very strong. And he'd also say no cigarettes, but because, cigarettes are like, you don't need it. If you don't smoke, if you don't drink, you have no problem with staying off it. When you do drink it's very hard to stay off it. I mean, I've seen very strong people that cannot get off. But the way you get off is if you never start. If you never start, I never had a glass of alcohol in my life. I've never had a glass of alcohol, if you can believe it. I think largely because of my brother. I think if I did, I probably would have a problem, personality type, right? But I never had a glass. I have no longing for it. I have friends that are in the wagon, as they say, and I watch them watching trays go by. The tray is going by. Oh, it's like they have, it's a thing that they can't get over with. Same with smoking. It's tough. I've seen guys just grab somebody's cigarette. They haven't had one in a long time. And to them, it's like the greatest sensation. If you've never smoked, you just don't have that problem. So I tell people for their children, no drugs, no alcohol, and no cigarettes.
They obviously work really, really hard. How'd you teach them work ethic?
They have to like what they do. If they don't like what they do, they do. My kids like what they do. And I would say genetically, I'm a believer in genetics. I like it. I'm good at doing certain things. And, racehorses, like two slow racehorses don't produce a Kentucky Derby winner, right? That's not the way it is. But you have to have an ability at something. And if you don't have the ability, don't do it. But most importantly, do something you like, whether it's your parents or not. Your parents want you to go into a business, or they want you to go into a store with them if they have a store. I would say that you have to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, it's not going to work. I've never seen it. If you don't want to get up in the morning and go to work. Now, a lot of people say, with all the people that come after you, do you really love getting up in the morning? You understand that, right? I'm attacked at left and right. But I do, because we make so much progress. We're doing great on the campaign, as you probably see. We're leading in the campaign now and doing well. We beat Biden. And we were up so far on him, and then they said, that's like a fight. You're in a fight, and they changed the fighter in the middle of the, right? In the middle of the fight, they changed the fighter. And now we're beating her very badly. I'd be so interesting to see her in your show, because I don't believe that she would be able to answer any questions on what you discuss better than anybody else.
Well, I'm happy to have her if she'd come.
I'm sure she would be. I'm sure she'd love to come. Yeah. She wouldn't come.
Download the Ramsey Network app for more content that keeps you motivated.